All right. Greetings, gamers. Hello, it's us, the Game Guildies.
Hello, hello, hello. Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah.
Monday.
I'm Derek. That's Steph. That's Michael. And that's Duchess. I'm getting better at my... Oh, yes, and our executive producer who's always on hand.
This ball. See what you did there.
Oh my god.
Waka, waka, waka.
Oh, stop. No.
That's my fuzzy bear impression.
Yeah. Yes. Hey, James and Matt in the chat. It's always great when
How's
we go
it
live
going?
and find out it's not just the four of us in the chat. That's just
That's right.
It
It's
is
like-
always
it's a
joy.
win.
Yes, agreed.
all right. It's a conversational. We need to come up with a name for this format when it's just the four of us just blabbing. And it was like,
Gildy's Gab.
okay, there we go. Yeah, that's good. Because like the
Yeah.
alliteration, I'm like, I was thinking like guild hall chat or something. Keep playing with the guild theme. But man, GG Gabs, I like that. Yeah. So there it is, the official title, GG Gabs. So
we can throw out other suggestions.
I'm on board. But yeah, happy to hear others. But yeah, I'm already got a big old heart for it. So tonight we're just gonna talk through. So try to say this 5 times fast. It's the Game Guildies gabbing about Golden Geek games.
That's fantastic.
Love it.
Yeah, exactly.
Giggity.
Oh my god.
Good golly, what a great group of games we got here.
Wow.
Dude, stop taking notes from Chaz. Seems like a Chaz
Gee.
thing.
So we're gonna go ahead.
Today's stream is brought to you by the letter G.
And the number's 2025.
Stave it off 1, 2, 3, and now you can count to 3. All right, so we're gonna drop the link to all these posts on Board Game Geek today. It was announced today.
Today.
The nominees have been decided by the
Wow,
BGG
today.
user
Wow.
base for the Golden Geeks. Now, and I always feel like I never have very much to contribute to a discussion about Game Awards because just the past 5 years, I don't play. I'm not as exposed to near as many brand new titles as I used to be. When I was doing the convention tour thing and I would go and be constantly exposed to demos of new games and stuff like that, I had a lot more. I feel like I had a lot more to say. But now I'm just like, I'm looking through some of these categories and I'm like, I've played 4 of these.
Well, Derek, I mean, I can say that I'm not that far behind you. Like,
Right. But you've got
it's
regular
not my
in-person
thing to
gaming,
play
though. Like,
all the games.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel
All the
like
games.
yeah.
I try to,
Yeah.
keep my finger on the pulse, but there's a lot of stuff that I missed.
Yeah. So you're here for all of us, but you're gonna stay for Michael and Steph's thoughts on everything.
Most likely. Yes. That is true.
Yeah. All right. So we're just gonna go ahead and dive in because we do kind of have a hard out tonight because of things we'll talk about later. But so we're gonna just dive right in. We're not going through all the categories because there's some categories that I don't think any of us have a whole lot to say about. If any of us have anything to say, we'll obviously pause and share that. But we're mainly here to talk about the game. So the categories we're kind of anticipating to skip over and just kind of skim by is like the print and play, the war game, and the podcast category. Like I said, we're mainly here to talk about the games and just kind of react to, what the BGG Noms sort of spat out for their nominations. So we'll start at the top of the article. It's the 2-player game. So here's the list: Agent Avenue, Compile Main 1, Dune War of Arrakis, Flatiron, A Jest of Robin Hood, Ironwood, Kelp Shark vs. Octopus, King of Tokyo Duel, The Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle Earth, and Star Wars Unlimited. What is not surprising to you? What are you happy to see here, if anything?
I have only played 3 of them.
Okay.
Oh,
So my first
As
reaction
far as
when
I can remember, Steph can correct
I
me.
played one. I played one.
Yeah, I've played
Two.
4
No,
of
I
them.
take that up. I've played 2 of them.
You've played 2, Steph?
this is my
4.
first discovering of
What's your
Agent
4th?
Avenue and Compile Main 1.
Agent Avenue we played at BGG November.
We did?
Yep.
That's
Okay,
how
I
many
played
games
4.
they play, folks.
It's oh, I remember that. Yeah, that's I don't know why that's there. I'll be honest with you.
I mean, it's not a little bad, like try and outwit your opponent card game. It is a 2-player only game, which I think is the requirement for this category.
So I'm confused because when I click on the Agent Avenue, it says it plays 2 to 4 players.
It might
It's
be.
best
I-
at 2.
I thought we played this with multiple players.
We did not. We
Oh.
played it 1v1 while waiting for
Oh.
others to
Is
show
it
up.
actually playing 4 players, or is it you play on teams?
It's probably teams
yeah.
if that's the case, because it's really a 2-player game. So, yeah, I mean, it was fine. It's a I split you choose type of thing. You put one face down, you put one face up. Your opponent will choose which one they want, and you're trying to grab sets of cards. So it's pretty. I mean, I liked it. I don't think anything will beat Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle Earth, if I'm being honest.
Hey, now because I was going to ask, that is one of the 2 games on here that I've actually played.
Then
too.
you're not missing anything else.
Yeah. So Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle Earth is great, but I mean, is that cheating? Because it's kind of like, is this just Seven Wonders Duel getting another lap around?
It feels better than
it's a little
Seven Wonders Duel.
Okay.
Well,
I
different.
think it's different enough from Seven Wonders Duel, in my opinion. I think it's different enough.
I agree with
that
you. I just kind of wanted to
think-
float that idea. Yeah.
No, I think it's different enough personally. I mean, there's obviously it's the Duel for Middle Earth. It's very duel-esque, but I will take the and I love Seven Wonders Duel. I love Duel for Middle Earth. I don't like Seven Wonders at all. I'm not a fan of Seven Wonders.
I hear
I've
you.
played it enough.
I
don't mind
understand.
the game.
Yeah.
If everybody wants to play it, I don't mind. I am not a fan. I love Seven Wonders Duel, however.
Poor Steph.
But given the
She
choice,
can't be friends with us anymore. She
I
has
will pick
disowned
Seven- I
all
will-
3 of us.
All right. Yeah.
I love Duel for Middle Earth. I bought a copy already and might buy a second copy to give to my brother because his girlfriend is a big fan of Lord of the Rings, and they are always looking for fun 2-player games. And I think this is I think this one is easier than Seven Wonders Duel. I loved it. I would vote.
Oh
for
yeah,
that
I
one
had a
in
bless. I
second.
mean, I love Lord of the Rings, so it's kind of like that was because I played Seven Wonders Duel, and I thought Seven Wonders Duel was fine, but I'm never excited about like kind of like Civ style, Civ themed games. So, but when you give me Lord of the Rings, it's like I was really excited, and I played it. Actually, I played it with my son and had a great time.
Really?
Yeah,
That's wonderful.
but on this list, me personally, I think I would give the edge to King of Tokyo Duel because as I think that one has a little bit more appeal, and I have more thoughts on Duel for Middle Earth, which we'll talk about because it shows up in another category later that I don't think it belongs in, and I'll talk about my minor quips that keep it from being the champ for the 2-player game, in my opinion.
King of Tokyo Duel was just okay. It's a
really?
tug of war.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting.
I mean, you say 2-player game, you say tug of war, and it's like been done a lot, a lot. So if you're gonna get 2-player game of the year recommendations, it doesn't do it. If you're gonna go with used theme, then I'm gonna go with the one that only has 2 games that use the mechanism instead of 500 games that use the tug of war mechanism.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So I got a question about Agent Avenue. It sounds like Tussie Mussy with a twist.
Honestly, it's been so long since I played Tussie Mussy, and that we played it with 4 people, and it absolutely was terrible with 4 people, as I recall.
Yeah.
So I can't compare it. I honestly don't. It was such a bad experience that I just.
Oh, that's too bad. I love Tussie Mussy.
Yeah,
a lot of people love it.
Yeah.
That's
I
fine.
love it. I mostly like it as a
experience
2-player
not.
game, and it's quick. It's very quick.
Yeah.
But at 4, not great.
Is there anything on this list that you think should be here that's not?
The problem is we don't play a lot of like 2-player specifics. I might have put Pagan, if that was that Pagan.
Yes.
Was that 2024?
Yeah, I thought so.
Well, see, that's the thing. Where is their cutoff? I don't know.
Oh, it says 2022. See, I thought that was new last year. So like my timeline's all off. So it's like I don't know what was released in 2024. I'm like, shouldn't Everdell Duo be there? No, that was this year. So I'm like, I
Well, doesn't Kickstarter throw that off a little bit too? Is it considered release when the Kickstarter goes out, or is it considered? Because I don't remember seeing Pagan before Gen Con last year. I don't remember ever seeing.
I think it was published in another country. Earlier.
There is that.
And it was picked up by Capstone to distribute last year, so it doesn't qualify.
That throws it off. So,
yeah, Michael just dipped into another reality for a second where we all love Seven Wonders. How was that, Michael? No. Sorry, I know his camera freaked out, so it's like he just faded out of existence for a second, and came back.
It blurred, so I had to teleport myself out and then teleport back in.
So Star Wars Unlimited, I've not played, but it's a CCG model, if I'm not mistaken. It's not a living card game; it's a CCG, right? Or is it the living card game model? I don't remember.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure
one?
this is the collectible card game.
Oh, the Star Wars Unlimited?
Yeah. Just making sure I have, because I've not played this game, but my local organizer for our Keyforge events loves this game. It was giving me that desperate plea of like, hey, will you play this game with me too? And I'm just like, I can't afford to play another ongoing pay to play game.
Exactly.
And I'm also personally just kind of Star Wars'd out. So
yeah, I think Star Wars games are automatically given a pass, like the Lord of the Rings games, as Matt was describing, because I got to play everything with this IP. So I think a lot of Star Wars games get a maybe a slightly unfair elevation.
Yeah.
Where the game might not be as good as the fan base would.
Right.
Yeah.
And so my thought is, I think Star Wars Unlimited is here partially because it's a Star Wars game.
Of course, it's recognizable.
Yeah, but I'm like, if a CCG gets to make it into the 2-player game category, I'm then it's like, well, why not Altered? And I mean, the short answer to that is like, Altered is a little bit niche for what it is, and I don't think has done enough yet to stand out. I think it's a fine game, but I can see why it's like, but like, there's mechanically, there's a lot going on that's very similar. Between the two games of Altered and Star Wars Unlimited, where you every card is either its thing or a resource for you, and you decide, and so I just kind of think that like with what Altered's doing, it should have had a shot here. I would like to think, because I mean, not everyone's all about the, I jokingly and mistakenly and regrettably referred to it in a joke short post I edited from the quad that it's a NFTCG. It's not, has nothing to do with NFTs. Just when you hear the pitch for the game, it sure sounds like, a blockchain bro trying to sell you on something. But
Yeah.
but it's, because like every card has a QR code on it and there is digital ownership of the cards. I think that's a kind of a unique system, and I'll talk more about Altered later again.
When I saw that, see, I knew nothing about it, so I Googled it up while you were talking about it, and I saw the QR codes. I was like, "Oh, great! If there's a rules question on the card, you can get that." No, it's digital ownership. Okay, I didn't know that. That's information
But
for me.
if you scan it in the app, it links straight to FAQs and stuff like that of the listing
That's
of that
good.
card. Yeah. And I'll talk about another thing why it's cool a little bit later. Let's jump down to artworks and presentation. Hey, Michael, why don't you read this one off?
That I will be happy to, because I could not care less about artwork or presentation. Arcs, the Fellowship of the Ring trick-taking
It's
game.
do graphics matter debate of the board game world, yeah.
Exactly.
They matter to me. They matter.
It matters
Oh,
to
then maybe Duchess
a
should read
lot
it.
of
Yeah.
people.
So I like artwork, but I also like Food Chain Magnate in a
Sorry.
black and white form. So
Sorry. I just got
Form
this
over
mental
function-
image of
function over
Michael
form.
walking out on stage to read the nominees for an award and going, vote for one of these, I don't care, and just walks off throwing the envelope.
in my Justin Warner deadpan,
Yeah.
I don't care a thing about these.
Yeah, all right.
Arcs, the Fellowship of the Ring trick-taking game, Fromage, Harmonies, Kelp, Shark versus Octopus. Let's go to Japan. The Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle-earth, SETI, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, Unconscious Mind, Wondrous Creatures, and Wormspan.
Now, I think this is one of those categories that when they did because they condensed these down, was it 2 years ago when they decided to just to have a much significant smaller offering of eligible categories. So I think they combined artwork and like graphic design or presentation. I think they used to be kind of separate.
It's all the same.
Yeah.
Does this game look good?
Yeah.
Yes. No.
Yeah. So yeah. Basically, yeah. They I don't want to go back to that debate because that debate went on what felt like forever amongst the board game discussions. And I think it was like 2021 or something like that. But anyway, so who's played what here?
So before we start, I got to ask the question that is in front and center of everyone's mind. If a game sucks but is beautiful, is it deserving to be in this category? I mean, if it does, what good is the category? I could create the worst game ever with the Mona Lisa on front of it, and it doesn't make it a good game.
Yeah, I just want to point out here that it's like, not saying it's a bad game, but what's the something of Rome? The
Foundations of Rome?
Yes, Foundations of Rome. The one that's a roll and write, essentially with just giant plastic pieces.
Is that Foundations of Rome?
I mean, it's not a rolling right, but
no, I think you're thinking of
okay, I'm mistaken.
Fudge.
Yeah.
It came out a little while ago. It's on my shelf. You roll the dice, you place the giant pieces.
Yeah, it's essentially a
There was
roll
an
and write that was like just
expansion
like it's like
Yes.
they took a Twinkie and made it look like a cannoli, and
Right, and you had a personal little board, and it was yellow, and it was hard to read, so people were painting so you could actually read the board. What was that game?
oh yeah.
It's on
Era.
my shelf.
Era.
Yes, Era.
Oh no. But no, that's another example of what I'm thinking of. Okay, since I cannot remember this game, and I don't want to
Anyways.
lose too much time thinking about it. But anyway, but yeah, so let's go along those lines.
It doesn't matter if I've played them or not. I can look at them right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think that Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle Earth should be here.
What? I love it.
Why?
Okay.
I like the art.
It is
Yeah, I
great
love it.
art, yes, but as far as presentation goes, they kind of pooped the bed on that one, in my opinion.
Why?
Now,
Those icons are impossible to read, and I edited the game night video, and we use a
Well-
freaking 8K camera, and you still couldn't see those stupid icons.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I will give you that.
It's
will
too
definitely give you
small.
that.
It should have just been an app.
and it is not that small.
Oh,
They're
it's
color
small.
coded.
It's small. Yeah, that is my big knock on that game. Is it's fun and I had a great time, but admittedly there was a significant portion of my my memory of my playing that game was like, gosh, I cannot read these stupid icons.
I think I voted for Fellowship to win because I love it. I think it's.
I do think that game looks really cool. I'm kind of
Stunning.
a sucker for that art style too.
Stained
So
glass.
which one? Oh, the trick taking game?
Yeah, the
Oh,
trick taking
yeah.
game is good.
all the way. I mean, yes, I love Lord of Duel for Middle Earth, but the art and actually the artist, I believe, is the guy that does the Gen Con stained glass window clings too, and they kickstarted like the stained glass windows
Yeah, I
for
saw
this,
that.
and then
It was
he
cool.
did the art. I believe that's the same guy that did the art for the trick taking game. I really love that stained glass style, and I just really feel like it's good. I mean, I think I enjoy. I love Unconscious Minds. Wondrous Creatures is nice. I think obviously the art in Wormspan I think is very beautiful as well.
Wondrous
but-
Creatures is just like any other game. That's kind of like my expectation of game presentation at this point.
I thought, yeah. I mean, I don't think it's.
I think it's
I
fine.
like it. I like it. It's nice. Yeah. Yes, I would agree. I
What
would
sets
agree
it
with you.
apart?
I like that theme of the game. The cover of the box is very nice. There's a lot of iconography in there.
Like
it's
for
good.
me, I find the wow factor more so in River of Gold than I do with Wondrous Creatures. Like the gold trimming in River of Gold is just like really like stunning.
Nice.
So I'm a bit surprised not to see that on here for this category. I think Arcs is black and forgettable. I don't even I can't even picture it in my mind.
I'm
so
not a
that
fan of the
should
art.
not be here.
Arcs
Yeah,
has kind of
Arcs-
the same art style. Probably should check, but I feel like it's the same artist that did some of the other leader games, like
It
Yes.
is, but it's
And
still
I
in
don't
my
like
mind
that art
not.
style at all.
yeah,
It's not standing out for me in any way.
yeah.
Fromage is just like
Oops.
not my style, so it's like
I-
very not for me. Like I guess it will be for some people, but I don't think it's like extraordinary.
Well,
like I
to
played
me,
so many
Fromage
games last
just looked
year.
like your typical. No, I'm not saying this in a bad way at
It's
all.
like every other game.
Every other Euro
it's like
game,
every
right?
other
Yeah.
game.
Like I feel like Fromage looked like Orleans, but with cheese. So like that
Yeah, I mean,
kind of
there's-
just dulled overall look.
I would be very surprised if the Fellowship trick taking name didn't get it. I would be very surprised.
It is.
think-
I did rate it number 1
Yeah.
on my on my ranking.
I enjoy a lot of the art in a lot of those other boards. I mean, I love the art in Wormspan. The worms, the wyvern, they're very cool, and there's lots of unique ones. But all the way, I would go with the.
I'm
Fellowship
personally
Trick-taking
rooting
game.
for Fellowship with the Ring. I do also just want to give the shout out to Let's Go to Japan. While I don't think the artwork in that game is great, but as far as like good graphic design decisions, that functionally
It's easy to
yeah.
parse. Yes.
Yeah, that game does a good job because there's some games that try to do that where you're making a mess of cards on the table and it just becomes a giant mess. And the way
Yeah. And there's two locations. It's one color or the other color.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. So it does kind of lose the oh wow, this is beautiful artwork factor, but I think it more than makes up for it in its playability as you want to call it engine build, but you know what I'm talking about. I hate games that make you layer cards out for miles, and then you have to like remember what they all do, and the way the way the cards are laid out graphic wise, it makes that game play as fast as it needs to.
For me, if I don't see anything on the org and presentation, I'd have to look at them in detail, but I don't see anything that's like, that's a really fantastic way that they laid this out in a way that nobody else did it. I mean, this is game of the year for that category. And I don't see anything that's like, oh yeah, that stands out.
Yeah.
Now, gameplay, yes. Art, beautiful art.
All
but
right.
anything that stands out, I don't know.
Yeah.
It is
Before we
now
move
28
on-
after the hour.
Yeah, before we move on, I just want to say this is the second appearance of Kelp Sharp versus Octopus. Has anybody played that? I have never heard of this game, and I feel bad.
I watched it. It's a asymmetric 2-player. Basically, someone's trying to find the other one, I believe.
Okay, so kind of like a hidden movement sort of thing.
I think it is like that,
Okay,
but
okay.
I haven't played it. I heard really good things about it.
Okay, it might be on my list of things to check out.
Got
at
1,700
BGG.
ratings, so I don't know.
Yeah. All right,
I would be willing to, but I'm not going to rush out and.
Yeah, Duchess, you want to read us through the cooperative game category, please?
My least favorite category as well.
Oh,
The
boy,
seven-
I'm just on fire today.
You are. You're nailing it. You're nailing
and
it.
one of mine and Steph's favorites, so this is perfect.
Perfect.
She
You're
can't influence
right
the vote.
No, you're good. You're great. The Seventh Citadel, Agamonia, Bomb Busters, Dead Cells, Fate Forge, The Fellowship of the Ring trick-taking game, The Gang, Leviathan Wilds, Primal the Awakening, Slay the Spire, the board game, Tidal Blades 2, Rise of the Unfolders, and Wilmot's Warehouse, which I have no reference to whatsoever.
It's good.
It's a
fine.
memory. I don't know if it's good. It is a memory game, a
Oh, yeah, it's
cooperative
fine.
memory game.
And
The
it's
Wilmot's
There's
Warehouse.
pretty
nothing-
ugly.
There's nothing that makes that stand out. There are maybe 5 really good cooperative games here.
There are. It's actually a pretty solid list.
It's actually a solid category.
Nice.
I've not played Seventh
obvious-
Citadel, but if it's like anything like Seventh Continent, it will probably be fantastic. Bomb Busters, our game of the year last year. Fate Forge, fantastic. Fellowship of the Ring trick-taking game, fantastic. The Gang, fantastic. Though I would say the Gang probably not as good as the other ones because it's just
The Gang is
There's
fun,
not
but
as
it's
much
like
of there's not as much of a play experience there.
yeah, there's some real bangers on this list, and so it's like I feel like The Gang is great, but it doesn't hit as hard as some of these other ones.
Right. And
Yeah.
Tidal Blades 2, Steph and I played like 3 years ago, so I'm shocked to see it on a 2024 list. So
yeah.
It finally
should
fulfilled
be there.
in
For what it's
2024.
worth,
Yeah.
it should be
Yes.
there.
it should be there because it's a fun game. But
It's really
I
fun. It's really
I
good.
thought it came out years ago.
It's had a long journey.
No.
Yeah.
It's had a long journey. But also, this Tidal Blades 2 is actually prettier than other games in the art category. From
Yeah,
my point of view.
I was just thinking, was like that should have been in the art category, but I mean, because like it's not the exact same art as the original Tidal Blades, which I did think get nominated the year the first Tidal Blades came out, but it is a pretty game. It is pretty stunning. Yeah, I'm thrilled to see so many video game adaptations on here.
Slay the Spire,
I do.
which I haven't played.
Yeah,
Me
I haven't
too.
Yeah, I
played-
want to play that.
Yeah,
And I want to play Dead Cells.
yeah.
Yep.
Um.
I was not a fan of Dead Cells.
Oh well, you just so here's the thing. I'm kind of curious about this. I want Dead Cells to be great, but like when you just say the words "the roguelite board game," that doesn't sound good. Maybe it is really good. Kind of like putting chocolate in macaroni and cheese or something, or dipping fries in a Wendy's Frosty. It's like it doesn't sound good, but maybe it is. I don't know.
So, I mean, Dead Cells is on BGA. So I played with Time Roller a couple of times. And well, and maybe it's I would like to play it in real life. I would give it a chance to play it in real life, or to play like if all four of us played on the stream, I would give it a chance. But I tried to get through the rules. I tried to watch a video, and I'm like, nope, I'm a hard pass, because it is just all over the place. It feels like way too many rules for what it's supposed to be. It's like, you get to do this, but if this happens, then you don't get to do this, and then you do this instead. And it was just like, okay, now forget it.
So
So,
yeah,
I mean,
roguelites.
I wasn't excited
Yeah,
about
and the
Dead
video game
Cells at
space get
all.
very popular because it's all about like, hey, try this, see how far you can get, and then you fail, and then usually you have some sort of way you can change your next experience to upgrade your character, and then you can get a little further.
Yeah, you've
So it's
earned
like-
35 destiny points.
Yeah.
And now you can upgrade your next life run through with these destiny points.
But when you tell
See,
me
to
that
me,
this
that sounds pretty interesting, but
that sounds good.
Yeah, to me it sounds good, but I understand why people wouldn't like that. I also don't necessarily like it in things like Seventh Continent, where you die and that's it, and then you just basically start from scratch. I wish there was a kind of reset, like leveling
you
up.
do.
Yeah.
It's right
No.
here.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's kind of the
Yeah.
point I wanted to get with this. It's like, on paper, this sounds like a bad idea to me, because I play a few roguelites here and there, and they can be fun. And the reason they're fun is because when you have to start over, you just click, do you want to try again? And you tap the confirm button. When it's a board game, you have to reset everything. It's kind of like every time you played a roguelite and you died, you had to hold down the rewind button to reset the game.
Yikes.
Now you play this on BGA, so it's like at least it's in a digital format. But yeah, even so, I kind of wonder, is this game a bookkeeping nightmare?
I feel like it's a game that you want to play on BGA simply because there is so many little things and so much bookkeeping. But if you're gonna play it on BGA, you gotta all be like in a chat playing it together, and because it's supposed to be cooperative, and you're supposed to be having conversations and discussing and making decisions together. And I'm just it just didn't do anything for me. I'm also not familiar with the IP at all. So, maybe
And let's
it would
face
make
it,
way more
that
sense
needs to be
me
the
if I
hook
was
with some of these, is they
from-
have to be, they have to be fun for, and that's my concern. So why I'm kind of concerned about the Skyrim game too.
Dan's rule applies.
Yeah, because
You have to have fun with a game, regardless of whether the IP is recognizable or not.
yeah, it was like, does anybody? I don't know. I never actually played it. I just met someone that had it. But has anyone played the World of Warcraft, the board game that FFG did? Like,
No,
for years ago.
I have it
Not
on my shelf
not
to
the
sell.
Small World one, right?
Yeah. So
No,
yeah,
Okay.
I looked at the rules for that and watched a couple of videos, because I was really into World of Warcraft for like 8.5 years, and I was like, and I remember when I got it, and it was like it's an actual, has like an ongoing campaign thing, and it's kind of like, well, the whole reason I play World of Warcraft is so I don't have to do all of that math, and I could just play and fight, and But now it's like, it's like, instead of clicking things on in your specs, you're having to write it on your sheet and then adjust this stat for when your die rolls, and it's kind of like, well, that's kind of why we have video games that do that for us. So it kind of felt like a regression, but. Anyway, all right, let's move on to. Does anyone else have anything to say about cooperative games? Is there anything that's missing here? I mean, we all love Bomb Busters. Have you played Bomb Busters yet?
Battlestar Galactica.
I think Bomb Busters will be a lock for cooperative games. I have not played it yet myself, but I have yet to
I'm
hear
not sure.
anybody that's played
I'm
it
not
that
sure.
said that they didn't love it.
I agree with that
but
statement.
Fellowship
Oh, the
has
trick taking.
the-
Yeah, the trick taking game probably will get it. Yeah.
Also, Fate Forge is very well received.
it's
as it should be.
fantastic.
Really?
Oh, okay.
It's
So-
fantastic. I think it's
It just
my
depends on who's
fourth
rating.
rated game last year.
Yeah, it just depends on who's actually going in to vote. I could see any of the three winning. My guess is that Lord of the Rings will probably sweep all categories, whether it be the two-player trick take, two-player Seven Wonders, or the trick taking co-op. I think they'll take everything, but as much as I love Bomb Busters, and I still think it should win, we didn't play Fellowship till this year, so that will probably be making somewhere near the top of my list for this year.
All right. Well, let's, in the name of time, because we have a hard out, let's skip expansion.
Time is 6:38.
Yeah. I know, Michael. We're
I'll,
know.
just, I'll be the reminder voice.
Yeah.
And just stay silent all the
So-
other times.
We'll skip expansion for now, and maybe we'll revisit, because we're going to revisit all these when the winners are announced. So we'll skip expansion for now. Let's hit innovative real quick. Steph, since I'm sure you don't care about this category either, why don't you read this one?
I care about
I
innovation
know.
for sure. I don't feel like a lot of these are very innovative, so there's that, but that's fine. Arcs, Bomb Busters, City of Six Moons. What is that?
Never heard of it.
Fishing, Fromage, The Gang, Let's Go to Japan, Monkey Palace, SETI, Wilmot's Warehouse.
I just realized that Let's Go to Japan. Yeah, it reads as Let's Go to Japan.
I believe it's supposed to be a series, a Let's Go series.
Right, yeah. But
Japan
I
being
just
the
realized,
first.
the
Is there more
punctuation.
yet?
I've been saying that game
Not
wrong.
yet.
Not yet. But that is the plan, though, is for there to be a bunch of them, isn't there?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, I don't see how several of these are innovative. Bomb Busters clearly innovative. Fishing is probably more innovative than a good game, but as far as innovation, it qualifies.
Yeah.
Gang,
I don't enjoy
innovative.
fishing, but like I understand why it's here. But
yeah,
I'm not excited about it. I did not enjoy that game.
Fromage to me is not innovative. The board spins. Yay.
yay.
I want
Does it
that.
come with
I want that
and
to
it
be a
doesn't come-
decal on the box. The board spins. Yay, Steph
Yeah, but it
Hodge.
doesn't unless you
Hodge.
get the deluxe upgrade, right? It doesn't actually come with a Lazy Susan, right?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. I figured it came with it. That the actual, well, not that
Or
there's a
maybe the
lazy
middle
Susan, but
spins, I
that
don't know.
you just actually spin the board on the,
You
Yeah,
spin the board. I thought it came with a Lazy Susan. It doesn't.
No, I didn't. I didn't
Oh.
think it came with a lazy Susan.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Why does Susan
So-
gotta be lazy?
Susan.
City of Six Moons, Heroic says, is unique. So that's good, but
But who has heard of it?
obviously it made this list, so enough people have heard of it, or the publisher got enough people to vote for it
Yeah,
so that
good
they
for
could
them.
have it.
That looks so
Never heard of it.
random. It actually, just looking at it, it scares me.
I-
Maybe it's
I
good,
have-
but wow, that looks scary.
I've not played SETI. Steph has played and can probably speak to it, but it doesn't look innovative to me. And Wilmot's Warehouse is cooperative memory, not innovative.
So ugly.
Not innovative. Yeah. So I don't think SETI is all that innovative. It's a good Euro-y game with good choices, but it doesn't feel new.
Yeah, Monkey Palace, again, I understand why it's here, but I don't know. I feel like they keep trying to do these gamifying Lego things, and it's just it's never working out quite. I don't know what I'm expecting, but it's never. I've yet to see it be wonderful. Like, this is definitely a better outing and attempt with this, with the Knizia designs and stuff that they went with. But like, at the end of the day, it's just kind of like, Legos don't always cooperate when it comes to just like making moves with pieces, and so it's like these games slow down.
I I don't see. I mean, I haven't played all of these games, but I've played a fair amount of them, or I'm at least fairly familiar with, how they're played or whatever. And I don't really see too much of anything that I'm seeing as terribly innovative in the
I mean,
board game industry.
Bomb
But
Busters is the one I'm rooting for, just because I want more games like that game. I feel like, but to call it innovative, because it's essentially a leveled up Hanabi, kind of, sort of. Or no, that's bad. That's a bad comparison. I know, but like it's kind of like, it feels like that same kind of puzzle you're solving though. But there's
It's
been
definitely hard to surprise me these days. So
right, yeah.
that's rough.
Okay, so
Moving on.
well, yeah. Well, actually, we're gonna probably pause here, because we've made it just barely halfway down, and we're gonna be wrapping in like 20 minutes. So we're not really, if we tackle the Game of the Year edition, we're not gonna make it through all of them, or the Game of the Year categories. We're not gonna make it through all of them. So we'll. I do know that we've got some time with this, so we can probably talk about this again in a few weeks and revisit this some more. And if we miss it, we
The
miss it.
voting closes April 27th, and we'll be back on the 28th. So
Okay, so do you
it
want
will have
to
ended
just
by
talk about
then.
Game of the Year real quick? Then we don't have to read them all. We can, because everyone's got the link, so we can just.
Everyone's got the link; they can look at it. But the thing that the four of us discussed when we initially talked about this is some of those games might not even be in the right categories, light, medium, or heavy. Plus some of the games that we've talked about, trick-taking games. Is it light? Is it heavy? I know some really good puzzly decisions that I would make with a trick-taking game, and some of them being thrown over to the light category. I don't know. I think of light, medium, heavy games as in relation to Euros or, maybe kids games, but I wouldn't necessarily call trick-taking games light. Anyway.
well, right, but isn't that the thing where like Fellowship was under medium?
Fellowship is under medium.
But Bomb Busters is under light. But
Bomb
that doesn't
Busters
make
is
sense.
light, but Bomb Busters is similar to trick taking. It's a puzzle game. I would not call it light.
Yeah, I think those
I also
two
would
need to
not
swap
call it light.
places. Personally,
Fellowship
I don't-
trick taking game is fairly challenging.
It
If you don't
is
think
fairly
about it-
challenging.
If you don't think about it, you won't win.
Right. And I wouldn't just throw any new player to play Fellowship either. Like, sure, I think
Yeah,
most people can
agreed.
handle it.
Matt, it's a
But-
big gray mess. And if you took out medium, where would you put those trick taking games?
okay,
River
I
of
can see
Gold
your
is in
case. I can see a case for why it should be here. I don't think Bomb Busters should be in light,
exactly.
No.
unless they
I
made
don't
that
think Bomb
decision
Busters
on
should be.
playing less than the first 5 scenarios, and that was all like people sampled.
If
when
that's all
played.
they played, then it looks light. It's not light.
To me, that is like, you're kind of signaling that that's all that they did, is they played like maybe up to scenario 3 and then said, this is okay, and then
Right.
and didn't continue, because like you all taught me, had me start at, what was it, scenario 8 when you taught me,
because that's really where the game starts.
That's the game. Yeah, exactly.
That's the start of the game.
Yeah.
If River of Gold is medium, let's go to Japan, which is also in medium, should be light. Harmonies is fairly light to me. The games that are in heavy, Menifer, I think, is just a whole lot of places that there's not really a whole lot of heaviness. It's just point salad. I might throw that into medium.
Yeah, I'll
Opinions
admit,
vary.
because I don't think Bomb Buster should be in light, I'm probably going to be voting for Castle Combo in the light category.
What? So you're not even gonna vote for Bomb Busters?
I don't think it's a light game.
But is it a better of the games that are there? What's the better
God,
game?
you can't. I wasn't even able
That's
to.
the hard part.
I wasn't even able
Why
to
can't
do
we
that.
just say? Why can't we just say game of the year? No, we have to have categories.
Yeah. I know. Michael's got
No,
a big.
just say
I evidently
Blockbusters.
gaslit Michael so hard when I started talking about what we're gonna do tonight. He just flew off in our Facebook group. It was like old man shaking cane at cloud rants. It was.
Well, let me just say, when I was nominating games, because I did that for all the categories, or I just went down A to Z and went every game that I played. If it deserved to be somewhere, I would do it. And when I got to Bomb Busters, I put it into the medium category, and they're like, "Well, are you sure it's rated? It's this weight on here." So then I changed it to light because I wanted to make sure it got a nomination.
I see.
And then if everybody votes it as light because it's prompting us to do that based on the weight it is presented in BGG, then I don't want to be the one putting it in the medium category, not to have it show up
Yeah.
anywhere.
All right, here we go.
So
All right, yeah.
Light is a 1. Medium light is a 2. This is on BGG. Medium is a 3. Medium heavy is a 4. Heavy is a 5. Where would you put Bomb Busters? And then I'll tell you where it currently is.
I'd put it at a 2.5.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I'm on board with that. 2.5. Yeah.
1.95, which is under medium light. In other words, if it were 2, it would be on the border. It is a hair under
So
the
it's
border, which puts it,
so it.
according to BGG
The
scale,
conclusion is it is definitely debatable.
it is definitely debatable. So,
Oh
Yes.
my goodness. Oh.
Matt says, I think the rules weigh a game fairly well. If it takes more than half an hour to teach, it's heavy. If you can open a box and be playing everything 5 minutes later, it's light. Everything else, who knows?
Yeah.
Things like Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring trick-taking game, those rules change. Bomb Busters, the rules change. But you could be up and playing really quickly.
Yeah.
In 5
That's
minutes.
That's hard to say.
So yeah, it's definitely hard to say. And I wouldn't necessarily put either of them in the light category, even though you basically open up and take off where you left off. It's pretty easy to get into a game.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to say. Matt, Matt agrees they need better definition, but it's really hard to say because, what is weight?
Yeah.
What is a
Feelings
game?
are
What
like
are we even doing?
everything
Why
is
are
like-
we here?
What is weight?
We could all just agree Bomb Busters deserves Game of the Year, and then we're good.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
I
I'm
can't
250
choose.
pounds. Am I fat? What is weight?
Oh goodness. Okay.
I can kick people in the head. Am I fat? Am I not?
All right. Oh, by the way, bad
Oh,
news.
yeah.
We've been talking a lot. So Lord of the Rings is going to win an award in some capacity here, whether it's with one of the many nominees of Fellowship of the Ring or the Duel for Middle Earth. It's going to win. I just found out because I had to place an order the other day, Michael. The One Ring rinse is no longer available on Dr. Squatch.
Oh no!
That's okay because I have one currently underneath.
Yeah, I have
my
2
cabinet.
left, and my boys want to use one. And I'm sad because that's my
Hayden
favorite
got
scent so
one.
far. Anyway, yeah, I don't want to.
There is now a Minecraft scent, so you
I
can
ordered.
switch
Yeah,
over
I
to the
ordered that for my
diamond.
sons. Yeah,
Gosh. No.
the diamond scrub. Yeah.
So I don't keep hold of them for collector's purposes. You know what I do?
Mm.
I take it out of the box and I wash with it. That's
Yeah.
all I do.
But I wanted to order more because I like the scent and I couldn't order anymore, so I'm sad.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
that's the thing. Do not get hooked. Squatch pro tip.
Yeah.
Do not get hooked on a Squatch special scent. If you do, it won't
Stock
be
up.
there. I
Yeah.
promise you.
Stock
All right.
up.
All right,
Stock
now
up for as long as the scent
in our chat,
stays in your cabinet.
the heavy category I don't think I've heard of 2 of these and played none of them. I heard of 3 of these and have played none of them.
I have played 4 of them.
But that is on me. I'm not going to say that like these games are undeserving to be in this category necessarily. I honestly just am not familiar with a lot of these. I was with Candace at Gen Con when we did a demo video for SETI, and the game just looked like it was kind of, I mean, I didn't see anything standing out about it. It looks cool. It sounds cool, but it's like it was kind of, I mean, it's a table hog for sure. And it has a lot going on. So I don't argue it's in the wrong category here, but I don't know. It didn't strike me as like, is this why is it so great? Have you played it yet?
Steph has,
Okay.
and she thinks I will like it. And considering the other 4 games are top 10 of the month worthy, top of the year worthy, probably not.
Yeah, I've played a bunch of these. I guess
Did any of these make
Civolution.
my top 10 of last year? Or
I guess Civolution would probably be my pick for the category. I really, really did not like Andromeda's Edge. Black Forest is okay. I would like to play Inventions. I have not. Menifer was fine. SETI is fine. Unconscious Mind was really not for me.
Civolution was my number 19 of last year, was Steph's number 17 of last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Eh.
that just goes to show that it's just like not a great category at all. At least for me, it's not.
It's not for me as well. So there were literally 16 better games from last year. Were any of them heavy? Maybe Sweetlands, maybe for Steph.
Maybe Fate Forge. So Sweetlands easily would be
is
number
Fate
1.
Forge heavy?
I would say so.
Do you think Fate Forge should be here? Like, do you think it's deserving to be in this list?
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
It's
I
much
definitely
more
think
fun
it should
than
be
the
on
games
the list.
that are there.
Absolutely.
However, BGG calls it a 2.71 out of 5. Based on their ratings, that's under medium. That's below medium.
That's crazy to me because there's a 25-page rule book. If you've never played a game like Gloomhaven, you will be sitting there
You'll be lost,
scratching your head like, well, how do you do this? It's not that easy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I disagree with that 100% on that rating. For the weight.
Jen was higher for me, and that is a weight 291, squarely in the medium camp. Yeah.
Which is weird because Jin it feels much lighter than Fate Forge. Like, I don't know. I think it's just wrong.
And therefore, back to my original discussion, what is weight?
And that's why I disagree with the 3 categories.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So we'll revisit some of the fringe stuff maybe on a later date if we can squeeze it in. But we did at least get to the Gaudis. So. More G's for me to alliterate. So that's gonna do it for this stream. And the reason why we're running out so fast, Michael and I aren't so excited. You can't tell I'm bouncing in my chair because Michael and I get to finally play Blood on the Clock Tower, and Duchess is going to play
my
too.
number 4 game of last year.
Yeah.
So there's another game of the year plug,
Yeah.
which wasn't published last year. So.
If all the peeps we invited actually show, that is, I jokingly tell Michael, this is my curse with Blood on the Clock Tower. I've tried for years to get a Blood on the Clock Tower group going, and I can't do it. It's like it always falls apart. So I hope that doesn't happen tonight. The game is not going to be streamed anywhere or anything like that. But if you would like to tune in and watch, because I know we invited you, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, if you wanted to play, you could have told us. And those of you watching obviously don't have any interest in playing. But if you would like to watch, the private link for it will be
or play.
Yeah, will be in the Discord. So if you like to watch, you can. So now we're new to running games in the app. I've played in the app plenty, but I haven't run a game in the app. So I hope that link is still good. If it's not, we'll have to try to find a way of word of mouth to get folks that are interested. So it's not going to be streamed just because I haven't been able to make sure that everyone that's invited got a chance to understand that that's what's happening. Part of getting some folks to play tonight was to let them know they're not going to be on being broadcast. So I don't want to switch that up on them. We may eventually stream it, but this is also we're just trying to learn the ins and outs of the app, and I can have a chance to work with the app in a capacity because I play in the app all the time, but I haven't used the storyteller side of things, so I need to learn how to, if we want to do video content for it, I need to make sure I understand fully how to interface it with everything I use.
We'll give your Discord link in the chat, Derek.
Oh, yeah.
Way, if we change, then you can go to the new and improved Blood on the Clock Tower info tab, text channel, and click
so
the
this
link
will
there.
so this is it. This is the last time you're going to be able to join the Game Guildies Discord without being having to do it in Patreon in the future.
That's right.
So I'm getting hang on, let me get my invite link here. Oh, they changed things. No. Why do you change things? I don't want you to change things. Okay, so here we go. Here is a Discord link in the chat for those of you that don't have it. This is your last chance to get in to be an official.
Yeah, man, it's just the branded Wigsby channel.
All I did was change the logo, and I got rid of some unused channels. And nothing for you has changed, Matt. You have access to everything you had access before. The only thing that's the general tab for my streaming channel is now the Wixby Check 1-2 Crew channel. So that's everything's. I didn't take access away from anybody or anything like that. Nothing's changed other than the name and the logo. And I added the Blood on the Clock Tower info channel so I can dump the game links in there for folks that want it. Anyway, so we're gonna be we got a couple minutes left. We're gonna be darting out of here pretty soon. So if you'd like to come and watch the game, one thing you need to know is if you've never used the Blood on the Clock Tower online app before, you will need to create a profile and agree to their terms and conditions. They will also ask you to consider backing them on Patreon. You do not need to do that to watch our game. It's just
to play. Yeah, or to play.
They
you can do it completely free.
Yeah, so don't think that I'm trying to goat you into backing a Patreon you didn't know that I was sending you to. If you want to watch our game, you just have to have the link that's in our Discord. And so
do it.
Yeah. I hope the game actually happens. I'm excited because it's so far I think we've got at least 5 people coming, and we need a minimum of 9 of us, or 8 of us really, to get a game
be really good. Yeah. Otherwise, it's called a teensy.
Yeah,
you got a teensyville, and it's not as good.
Which it's functional, and I'll gladly do it to teach people that want to learn how to play. But it's not my favorite way to play the game. So, anyway, all right. Who else has got some fun stuff going on this week?
Steph and I are streaming on Wednesday, and then we're out of here. Whoa. Me too.
I'll be streaming on Friday, and then I will be gone I'll be back with next Monday. I'll be here yet.
Yeah. Duchess and I will do something
it'll
fun.
Just be recovering from Easter. So we could do Game Guildies, but I don't know if I'd be up for for something right after.
Oh, no.
But then I will be gone for the next week for sure, because I'm going to be taking Malachi to a Super Smash tournament in Lower Michigan and visiting Slovakia stuff.
Nice.
Because he won his last tournament, and so he's been invited to play at another tournament. So it's not far from Steph, so we're going to go do that. So I'll be traveling home on that day.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and raid out of here because I want to get into the app so I can be ready to help these players showing up and teach them how to use things and make sure that my link still works because we had to
make sure that I distribute the link out. So we definitely got to do the run.
So thanks everyone.
Raid and run.
Yeah. GG and live it up. And like I said, feel free to come watch us play Blood in the Clock Tower, or please play because we need players.
Or play with us.
Yeah,
or play with us.
We need
please.
you.
Yeah, we're all playing except Steph.
Hopefully Steph watches because she loves the traders, and
Steph,
I
you
can't
should
convince her to play, but she should watch.
Yeah,
You should play.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing. You should play.
She doesn't like it. She doesn't. She's never played it, but
we don't
she
need to talk
just
about it
doesn't-
online. But if you want to sample it, I could have you travel in, so that way, if you hate it, you can just leave. So, all right.
I hate it.
GG, live it up, y'all. We'll see you next week. At least Duchess and I will. Bye now.
This
This has been a Senor Azul production. Fist bump.
Fist bumping the button.